Okay, this is day 4 of training Alice, a juvenile red-tailed hawk, for use in falconry. I'm going to take just a minute and back up and kind of explain the purpose of the videos. And this is really for non-falconers. I've had, over the years, I've had a lot of people ask me questions about, how it's done, and so that's the purpose of this. It is really not for beginning falconers. Here in the United States, beginning falconers have a sponsor, and they would be considered an apprentice. And so, as an apprentice, you need to listen to what your sponsor is telling you. They know you, and they know your hawk. And so, getting advice off the internet is probably not the best way to go. So this is just for non-falconers, that had some questions over the years, and try to answer some of those questions. One of those questions that I usually get is, why do we trap only the juvenile red-tailed hawks? And the reason for that is a high percentage of those young juvenile hawks, and when I say juvenile, I'm talking about a hawk that's less than a year of age. And again, we can tell that because they don't have the red tail feathers. They get the red tail feathers after 1 year when they go through their first molt. But we're allowed to trap those because a high percentage of them actually don't make it to their first year. They may starve to death, they may get hit by cars, they get electrocuted, they may be killed by other predators. So there's all kind of reasons that they may not survive. But in the hands of a falconer, they're actually going to improve their chances of survival. And they may be used for 1 season, or they may be used for several seasons, but they can be released after they've had their time with a falconer, and are probably better off for it because they've now had time to kind of improve their hunting skills. So that's the main reason why we only trap the juvenile hawks. Alright, so the main thing we want to try to teach the hawk for use in falconry is really 3 basic things I would train this hawk to do. One is to come to me when I call, and that's usually some type of signal like a whistle. Another thing is to allow me to approach them when they have caught something, and allow me to trade them a smaller piece of meat for whatever they have caught. I also want to learn to follow the falconer through the woods, and that's something that's primarily done during the first few hunts. But anyway, it's all done with a food reward. And so they have to be hungry in order to respond to that food reward. And so one of the things that we do over the first few days, well, for the whole time we have them, is that we weigh them daily. And so here's an example of a scale. And so during this time, we're actually looking for her weight to drop, and that's going to show us how hungry she is. And a lot of it depends on what weight she was when she was trapped. And this particular hawk was really kind of what falconers refer to as fat. So she needs to lose some weight in order for her to have the level of hunger in order for her to respond to that food reward. We'll also need to keep working with her to decrease her level of fear. So when her level of fear decreases and her hunger increases, at some point, that's when she's going to take the food. And it's almost like, well, I was a teacher for many years, and you probably heard the old saying about when the light bulb comes on. Well, it's the same thing with the hawks. Once they take that first piece of meat, somewhat like a light bulb turns on, and they realize, hey, I can get food this way, and so they start responding, and the training goes really quick once they do that. So what we're going to do tonight is just see if she will reach out and take the food. You know, I have fed her each night, but it's mainly just sticking the food in her mouth. And just looking at her, she's still fearful. I tried it this afternoon. She showed a lot of interest in the food, but she still would not reach out with her beak and take it. And so we'll try it again. But you notice, you know, her wings are flared, her tail's flared. Right now, she's actually a little scared of my wife is using the camera right now. So I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna let her go and let my wife go, and I'll set up the camera and we'll see what we can do with it. But anyway, I expect either tonight or tomorrow night for her to reach out and take that food. But she's being fed each night, just not very much. So we're gonna give it a try. Come on, bird, you almost had it. All right, well. Still not there. Let's try. About as close as you're gonna get. Come on. Here we go. That's what we want. Alright, well, it happened. Alright, I don't want to feed her too much. Alright, now Alright.